Well, guys, welcome into a post-game show of the brutal Missouri loss. As many of you may have predicted, we didn't want to predict it, but Coach, we saw it. We all watched it go down. We saw the coaching malpractice happen right in front of our eye. And I don't think it was the kids' fault. I think the guys played as hard as they could. They weren't put in a position to execute efficiently based on their skill set.
No, and I think, Austin, if you just look at the very last play, I'm sure that's not what Coach Pope drew up in the huddle, but they
I don't-
out used that you had guys that didn't know what they were supposed to be doing. Thus, that's the shot you got. So that's on the coach. They should know exactly what they're doing.
Which is a continuing trend that we keep on hitting. The uncertainty of what the hell am I supposed to do? Why are we're down one? We give the ball to Brandon Garrison to make a pass, a backdoor pass to Cam Williams, who's not a catch and finish at the rim type of player. Why is that what we're doing?
Right? It looked like Cam Williams didn't even expect to get the ball. Well,
It didn't.
he wasn't even looking at it. It went by him, and he turned around and looked at Garrison like, "Why the hell did you throw that to me?" I mean, what? I mean, just here's what I'll say. Blame the players a little bit. When Coach Pope got the technical, my exact words were, "Okay, we're gonna see how this team reacts to Coach Pope being fired
Yeah.
up in his heart." You could read his lips. He said bullshit. So, you know, they're either gonna take it and make it a joke type thing and go out and punch them in the mouth, or they're just going to be fired up and ready to go rip somebody's head off. And we went on like a 3 minute scoring drought. I think we scored one basket and then went into
Well,
that.
and maybe they would feel a little bit more fired up and ready if they knew what the game plan was to execute after making the adjustments.
I get
I said before the game, whoever guards the rim is going to win this game.
right,
The
man.
winning team didn't make 15 threes.
Oh,
It
they
was it was at the basket. It was at the rim. How many times I've tried to allude to the fact that Jaden Quayton's had an opportunity, golden opportunity. He had 3 or 4 putback opportunities in the first half where the ball would just hit him in the hands and he'd fumble it, and that's your shot.
Mo and JQ. How many times did we see them get the ball in the post, bring it down by their knees, and then next thing you know, we're fighting for it and it's a turnover?
Yep, gone.
7 times? I mean,
That,
my
that's
point, Mo in a damn row.
that's paint scoring 1-on-1.
Yes.
You bring it below your hips, the guards are gonna dig it out. It's gonna get stolen.
I don't
I
know.
mean, they teach you that in 3rd grade. You
Yeah.
taught me that in 3rd grade.
I, I mean, back then you could use a little choice of words. I used to, guys, if you bring it below your chest, the midgets are taking it. That's exactly,
Well,
I mean, because they would. I mean, I, Austin, I'm still not seeing any heart in this team to want to win. I mean, listen, Owe had a great game, but he had a chance to put the game away and he couldn't finish. That
I know, I know. But you know what? And the reality is, we lucked out to get him that layup because somehow in a full court press, Colin Chandler lets the last Missouri guy behind him to throw a full court pass to score. We got lucky that it was a bad pass.
Yep, very lucky. And that thing is you could see. I think it was Ortega telling Chandler to get back, came up, and then they.
Why is it Ortega? Why isn't that Pope? Why isn't that
I,
Fugger or whoever the hell it is? Why
yeah,
isn't the coaches on the sideline saying, "Get your ass back there"? What are you doing?
you don't let anybody behind you on a press like that. You know that. That's that's again basketball 101. You can't let anybody get behind you. And
That makes us look stupid.
oh God, dude, there's a lot of things that make us look stupid. I mean, we've made Mitchell 2 years in a row look like he's SEC Player of the Year. I mean, it's just been it's I thought last year we executed well at the games. This year, I don't. I mean, yeah, at some point you really have to blame it on the coaches and the assistant coaches.
It
And
is. It is. When it comes down to it, they are the ones that are in charge of creating the game plan,
yeah,
enforcing the game plan, teaching the game plan. Until there's an understanding that's so obvious that, you know what? Okay, now guys go home. But until you understand it, we're going to be in the gym for 5 hours until you freaking get it. Because I'll be damned if we get our ass kicked again and embarrassed on national television
in Rupp Arena.
and at home.
I know. I mean,
At home, you're down, you're up 8 points with 4:36 to go, and you lose the game.
uh,
I can't. I truly can't. I
it's
should. I heard. Did you hear? I heard booze again. The horn sounded. I heard booze.
with about 30 seconds left, or after Ortega missed that layup and they got the ball and hit the 2 free throws, the boo bird started again. If these kids are getting paid the amounts they say, which I don't think it's as much as they say, but it's a significant amount,
Regardless,
and they deserve to get booed. I mean, that now you're not just not a student athlete,
you're a pro. You're a compensated pro
yes,
that is contractually confirmed to hold up your end of the bargain. And as a pro in any professional league, if you don't perform, what happens? You get dropped. You no longer stay on the roster. That's the thing about college, that there's no they've signed that letter of intent to transfer or whatever it is.
yep,
That money's already in their bank account. So
yep, they get it immediately. So it's, I mean, as soon as they sign the letter of intent, they get a deposit of. I heard the kid that came to Kentucky, the quarterback is around the $2 million range. So I mean,
what's his name? Minchie.
yep,
Yeah. Well, hell, Calzado was $2 million range, and he was holding that 2 mil in his pocket on the sideline, saying,
flashing that like, yeah,
"Hey, good job, Cutter.
right? That's a great job. You can get it, brother.
Hey, next time scramble a little bit faster so you don't get your ass sacked by a 340 pounder."
Yeah. Don't let some big ass guy crush you. But yeah, so
Well, God bless him.
with I and then I'm gonna be honest, another thing I said to myself was when Owe hits the shot from 3/4 court. Hey, they're gonna come out, let's roll. They come out, they hit 2 buckets and then go on a little drought again. There's just no that drive and that fire just to step on somebody's throat and kill them. Like, once you get them down, you gotta step on their throat and not let them back up.
And I agree. I 100% agree. But the key to doing that, as you know, to step on someone's throat, is having the versatility and ability to score in different ways,
Yep.
in different parts of the court. You get to the rim, okay, you're gonna get in their butt, and then then we can drive a kick, and you got shooters ready to knock down. We just don't have the weapons.
We don't have the shooters, and he's
No.
not, and the one shooters we have, I mean, Cam Williams, I guess he hit a couple tonight. But I mean, all we heard all summer about and all fall was that Trent Noah's the best shooter, or no, Trent's the best shooter we've ever seen. Next thing you know, he's not even playing.
But it's funny you say that, because I had a guy from the Kentucky Sports Report messaged me during the game and said, again, why not Trent Noah? I said, dude, I know exactly why. I said he's not big enough nor fast enough. If you're gonna be 6'6", 6'7", you got to be fast and athletic. In the SEC, he can't get a shot off in a
Yeah,
way in a way to be effective. I said, trust me, I've lived this. I know. I said, I know that I couldn't be at that level, because if I was 6'6", 6'7", I'd be out there torturing these dudes.
right,
I wasn't big enough. I wasn't fast enough.
right.
And I know what Trent Noah is going through right now, because he's experiencing an athletic disadvantage in the way that he just can't get his shot off comfortably.
You know what I mean? It's probably the first time in his life that's ever happened.
Well, sure, he was playing in high school in Harlem, so I can guarantee you this is the first time it's happened.
Never somebody get in his face that quick, somebody that big. I mean, Lord, I know he played last year, but to play in on consistent basis, you have to be able to get your shot off quick.
Sure, sure, and there were so many weapons out there last year. The defense had to pick and choose who to sag on and who not to.
Well,
So they chose not to sag on Brea and Almanor and the rest of the guys. So they sagged on Noah and he just got open.
and let's be honest, Pope doesn't run sets for his shooters.
No,
And
no,
Trent's one of those guys that needs somebody to set a screen and him come off and let go and let it fly because
same
he's
with Cam.
he's not creating on his own, or either is Cam.
Same thing. They went. Do you see it? They went 2-3. They went that high 2-3 again. Cam, he found the open spot, kick out. They hit the middle guy, kick back out to the wing, knockdown.
You're down.
And you know what? Missouri went straight out of that 2-3 immediately.
Yeah. The next it didn't even look like they were even thinking about it after that point. It was, but again, I mean, if you listen to the announcers, they're saying the same thing we're saying. He doesn't see the drive. He doesn't see the pride in having across their chest. He doesn't see the want to win. And I'm there thinking, well, that's exactly what we're saying. And now you got to saying this isn't your typical Kentucky team. And, if you listen to some of the other Kentucky people out there, I mean, some of the big and players and coaches, I mean, Rupp's grandson, Chris Rupp, is out there saying that, you
Dig
know,
into that. Yeah.
often, this isn't what Kentucky's about. And, Kentucky's about passion and being the toughest son of a bitch on the court. And I mean, you can tell he's Rupp's grandson because, I mean, Rupp was like, he'll rip your head off to win a basketball game. You
Right.
know, way you got
Right.
to saying, give us a little bit of that. I mean, yeah, did we see Pope get a technical? Yeah. I don't see him being like that in practice.
Okay. So let's hit that real quick.
Yep.
Was that fabricated or not?
I think
You
yeah.
think so? You think he was waiting on something to just
I think he,
complain about, and it had to be the first half because it
yep.
couldn't be the second half because it couldn't be too intense and it couldn't be too situational to where he got everything thrown out of sorts.
I looked at my friend, I said, I think he thought that one out before the game.
I
And
agree.
he goes, man, I agree. He goes, I think he might even have warned the referee. He goes, because it came so fast. And I was like,
That's a good point.
he might have said to the ref, hey, and sometime you're going to make a call and I'm going to jump your ass. I want you to tee me up.
Hey, right after I stomp and mouth
Right.
the words BS, blow the whistle.
There you go. That's the script right there. I mean, I mean, what we were saying is idiots sitting on the couch. I mean,
My goodness.
I mean,
I tried to be positive. I wanted to be positive. I don't. I hate to be negative, but I once again I see nothing to be positive about. The clear. It's just so clear that we don't have an identity
no,
to execute offensively in the stretch when it comes to getting downhill and scoring. Where's our go-to bucket?
we,
So that occurrence, our go-to bucket was BG and a backdoor cut to Cam Williams.
which wasn't a good, I'm going to say it again. Cam didn't even look like he was expecting the ball.
No, he wasn't ready. He wasn't even cutting in the same direction BG threw it to.
Like, he wasn't even cutting to get the ball. He was just,
No, I think he was trying to get out of the way.
yeah, he was cutting to get through. That's
Yeah.
exactly. And again, I'm going to say this. We were told and we were sold that Mark Pope was an offensive genius. And I have yet to see offensive genius out of this man. I mean, if you're an offensive genius, it doesn't mean you have to stick to an offense always run. Now you have athletes that need to get out and run and can shoot threes in a fast break situation from corners. You got your best shooters shoot from or 3-point shooters from the corners. Why not run a 1-4 fast break where you're freaking guys are beating everybody down the floor to the corners, hit them in the corner, and let them get an open three.
because they're not beating them down the floor, they're jogging down the floor.
We walked the ball down the floor. I
Yep,
mean,
yep.
and it,
There was I guarantee you there was 5 or 6 times tonight watching, and I was watching with Ace, and I was like, "Go!" As soon as Lowe got it on the opposite free throw line, I said, "Go!" Because their bigs weren't sprinting back.
swear, I mean, my God, that's just basketball where if they don't sprint the floor and get a layup, come set down. Just come set down. No, don't even turn around and look at me and say, "What, coach?" Just know you didn't sprint your ass down the floor and you're coming out.
Yeah, and
It,
at this point, and I think you would agree, at this point, if I got guys that won't do it, I promise you, I'll put in every walk on the bench,
so,
and I'll get beat by 70 before I play guys that play like that.
hey, then you can go back to when we were playing in AAU in Florida in the Final Four, and I took Dakota and Noah out and sat their asses, our best two players. When you're ready to go back in, let me know. And they, like 2 minutes later, like, "We're ready, coach." Set your ass down. You're not ready. And they go next half, and then they freaking kicked ass. I mean, it's I loved when I could piss you guys off because I knew you were going to go out there and run through a wall. You know,
And ultimately, I think as players, we wanted it.
yeah,
It wasn't fun at the moment at times, but at the end of the day, we knew it made us better, and we knew that it created a better competitive inside of us. And isn't that the entire goal of competing at the highest level you can compete
yeah.
at?
I mean, we were competing at the highest level out there. And Austin, you didn't tell me we weren't the most athletic team.
Hell no.
Had some athletes. We had Chad, Noah, and at one point Mayo, and Donovan and Josh, but the rest of them was good shooters and just real solid basketball players. We would beat teams that had 5 NBA draft picks on their team by 30. I mean, it was just our mentality. Our mentality was if we walk in this gym, we're beating your ass. Don't even turn around and think about it. I mean,
So yeah.
that was mentality. And I used to compare, and you probably will remember this, when we would walk into KBA as a team and a hush that would come across that whole place like, "Oh my,
People
they're
were pissed.
they're here. Holy shit." And they'd see the red. And Kentucky used to have that. When Kentucky walked into an arena, everybody was like, "Holy shit, Kentucky.
It's
God
Kentucky.
take
Yep.
it, but we can only hope." That fear is gone. There's no
Gone.
more.
Long gone.
It's gone. Nobody. How could you fear coming into Rupp Arena?
You can't. It's not scary. Guys have there's how many times have we seen dudes have career days in rough?
I mean, 3-point shooting days, never hit one in his life, and he hits 18 in a game. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, we've lost the edge that Kentucky had for so many years. We had that edge with Cal. Like, he lost what he was, he became more about the players than Kentucky. And it was time for him to go. But he had that mentality. We lose on this home court. You guys are in a shit ton of trouble. And
Yeah.
I mean, Boogie talks about the fear he had of Cal, and it's real. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, have you heard him talk about? I think he said it was one of the first practices they stepped in Joe Kraft, and um, Cal was like, "All right, guys, line up. You're gonna run your freaking ass off until you cannot even feel your feet." And I think I think Boogie said he was like, "Coach, my ankles," and he was about to quit. And I
right?
think I think John Wall talked him out of it.
Yeah.
But and as good as John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins,
Yep.
they were willing to go in there, put in the freaking work
Yes.
because they respected their coach, they respected the team that and the university they played for,
On the front.
and they knew they were going to be in the pros in 9 months. But a real competitor, a real pro does not step on the court and get embarrassed and outworked. That's that embarrassed and outworked is defining Kentucky basketball
It is,
time and time again.
and it's defining it at our highest level, at the coaches level.
Yes.
Our coaches are getting outworked, out scouted, out everything right now. Our coaches are get our scouts are terrible. The Alabama scout was absolutely horrible. I don't care what they say. They ran under screen time after time. It was terrible. N- Tonight, I don't see a dog. I don't see somebody that's saying going to say, "Okay, guys, this is my game. We are not losing this shit. I don't care what happens. We're not losing this game."
Yeah, we don't.
You know what? We saw J Lo dribble around for 12 seconds and not get anywhere, and then
They're all just standing.
yes, there's
They're all
no
just standing. And the crazy thing is, and I pointed it out to my wife during the game and said, because Missouri was doing the same thing. They ran that high ball screen at the top of the key, and the ball handler would attack, and those dudes were just like,
yeah.
and I mean that's why they didn't score. I mean, we only gave up 73 points. If that was a good team, they would have scored 90.
Okay. And my exact words were, what's going to happen when we go to Arkansas? What's going to happen when we go to Mississippi State this weekend? I mean, Mississippi State playing there is not easy. I mean, never been easy for the Cats at Mississippi State. And I'm afraid he could lose this team. And these guys aren't used to losing. None of them. And now all of a sudden, I mean, I know they love him, and God, I think he's a great guy. Everybody knows that. We all think he's a great guy. I don't think he's a Kentucky basketball coach.
I don't either. I agree.
There's
I
just
agree. And I hate to admit it because we all wanted to work. I wanted to work, and he's a former Kentucky player. He's a Patino. He's a champion. He was on one of the best teams to ever play Kentucky. But ultimately, and it just takes a different personality and a charismatic leader who just does not care about hurting the dude's feelings to coach it at this level. And I just don't think he has it.
I don't I and I'm gonna say it in Patino, Tubby even, and Cal, they had that swagger. Like they had, Tubby up until the end, but they had that damn swagger that if you came into our house, you were taking an ass whooping. Like they just, when Rick walked out onto the court or Cal walked out onto the court in their suits and Tubby'd walk out in his suits. I mean, those dudes were like, and I know everybody gave Tubby a lot of shit, but Tubby was a hell of a basketball coach. Tubby did a lot for the University of Kentucky, and
I agree.
he had a swagger that, when I got to meet him several times from, when he was coaching and we were still practicing at craft and stuff. I mean, he was always kind. I mean, and generous to us. And he was just listening to him talk. I mean, he was a basketball like genius.
Oh yeah. And I can remember a few years ago when he came back with High Point. Whenever I think it was it the first Oscar year maybe 20 it was
Uh,
21 or 22.
that's why his name.
They brought Toby out there and he I got chills because I mean that's what I grew up with. I
Yep.
grew up with that.
I loved Tubby. I mean, just through all those years of coaching AAU and building that relationship with him and talking to him on the phone. And I mean, he was one of the best. I mean, in his net.
And the outside he had the demeanor of a teddy bear, but you ask any of those dudes,
Yep. Ask,
he got in their ass.
I can remember Tayshawn and Jules and Todd Tackett all talking about practice one time when we were at a camp. And he said, "Man, you don't ever want to make that man mad." He said, "Your practice will be running for 2.5 straight hours." Lord, I never saw that in Tubby. I saw him like, at the camps and when he would be recruiting and stuff and be, like real cool and laid back. But they said he was a mean some bitch, man.
Yeah, I mean when it's time to buckle down and get it done, he got it done. Cal got it done. Patino got it done.
Of Austin, second half second half adjustments. He was the master of that. Our current coach has none of that.
0.
It's 0. That's I mean, yeah. I mean, that's as easy as you can put it, 0. I mean, Tubby'd go in at half, and he might be playing man the first half. Second half, he's coming out in the three-quarter court trap the whole rest of the half, and the other team doesn't know what to do. All of a sudden, he's just blasting you by 20. He did it 90, what was it, 98 run. I mean, it was all comeback cats, and I don't see that with him. I don't see
No, none of it. None of it. I mean, if they weren't in the zone, our game plan was to pound it down low and just and pray to God that it goes in the basket.
I mean, yeah, I think we've got like 3, 6, 10 guys that play below the rim, and that's kind of scary. I mean, Mo Diabate doesn't play above the rim.
He's not above. Malachi's still getting. He's still getting his
Yeah,
feel for the game still, and it's. I think that he could be good. He's just still trying to figure it out, and that's
J-
fine.
Q,
And in reality, he shouldn't be in this position to be our starting center. It should be Jaden Quains.
yeah, and JQ
And
isn't getting above the rim. He's not
no,
he's not getting above everybody and getting every rebound. I mean, he had one or two blocks tonight, but he didn't do. He's not getting in there. And I know he's young, and everybody says he's young. He had surgery, but he played a whole year last year before he got hurt.
I know. 18 minutes,
Yeah,
1 point,
one.
4 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal. But it seemed to me like the majority of those 18 minutes came in the first half.
Oh yeah, I agree. Because I believe Garrison played more in the second half than he did. Played Garrison and Malachi more in the second half than he did JQ. And
Oh,
I'm not going to say I don't think that's the right way to go at this point because you're not getting anything out of JQ. At least Garrison gave you 6, 4, and 4, and Malachi's giving you 9 and 9 and 6, 9 and 7. I mean, you know,
yeah. I mean, yeah. Garrison, good point. Garrison played 11 minutes and
yeah,
had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists,
yeah,
in 7 less minutes than Quains.
yeah. And that's, I mean, only in left Austin, and as a former player, if you get it put in and out of the game and you could never get in that flow, it, dude, all of a sudden the rim looks like it's this big,
Right.
because you can't
Right.
get, and then you miss a shot and the coach rips you out, or whatever within 30 seconds. Well, Garrett ripped out after 2.5 minutes all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I agree.
flow. I mean, once he got in the flow in the second half, he had a great block and ran the floor and made a nice bucket and a nice pass to Marino. I mean, he was playing hard. I mean, he made the one turnover, but that shouldn't be the end all. I mean, shit, keep your head up, get back, and go do it.
Yeah. So, what do you think? I mean, we're at 30 seconds to go, down 1 point. I can't remember. Did we didn't call timeout?
Yes,
We called timeout.
he
So
called
we
time
called.
out.
So we called timeout. So
Yeah,
something was called.
right. Yes.
So that leads me to believe that that was the plan.
No, here's what I'm going to say. I believe he set a play up in the huddle on the board, and that the players didn't know exactly what they were supposed to do. Thus, you had the confusion. So I think when they walked out of that huddle, they're thinking they know what they're supposed to do, and obviously, you see they don't. I mean, they damn near ran into each other.
So uh, so do you think? And I just want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. Do you think that it was the idea to get the ball to get to Brandon Garrison and create an action from that in some form?
No, what I think they were doing is when they got the ball to J Lo, they wanted uh, um, Malachi to come up and set the screen for him, and then he was going to roll off, and you could see O was coming around like this. So it was going to be coming off the screen, handed it to J Lo, and he's looking over here for O, but the guy blew up the screen right here, or not even blew it up, but kind of just stepped out. And then J Lo lost his mind, like he was confused what he was supposed to do instead of just coming back through. And again, It's practice. It's doing it all the time, every day. Hey guys, if we've got 30 seconds left and we need a bucket, this is what we're going to run. We got 10 seconds. This is going to run. And you do it every day. And you don't change it when you get into the huddle.
Yeah.
Okay, what we've been working on, this is what it's going to work, how it's going to work. Just do your job.
Sure.
Guys know,
Yeah. I mean,
do they know their job? I mean,
no, I don't think they do.
I
Well, what's his name? Seth Greenberg at halftime, and he said it the same. He said it at halftime at the Alabama game. Kentucky just doesn't know their identity.
no,
They have no idea who they are, what they can do, and again, whose job is it to find that out?
that's it's his. Your identity comes from your coach, from the top down. What's his identity? I don't cuss. I don't, you know, I don't drink caffeine. I mean, what's his identity? I don't know. I know he likes to go eat at the Lexington. I mean, I heard he's always at the steakhouses. I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows his identity.
I think to me, from what I can just see and what it looks like on the screen during the games, is his identity is that he's a very smart coach who is not feared, who doesn't enforce, who doesn't hold them accountable consistently to where it just creates chaos. It creates chaos in a culture of I don't care what the heck's going on. I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna get mine.
Right.
I'm gonna get mine, and I'm gonna make myself look good. I don't care how many games.
Well, and I was listening to the post game, and Goose Gibbons' exact words were the first 32 minutes they played team basketball. The last 8, they became selfish again, and the ball stuck
Boom,
in hands. And that's
boom.
and and that's why I love Goose. He's going to tell you the truth. All of a sudden, J Lo's dribbling, Oway's dribbling, everybody's dribbling and holding on to the ball, and the ball quit moving. Where how we got back into the game was fast breaks, ball moving, getting layups, and a couple open threes.
Couple relocations to open threes, and yeah, I agree.
One person's dribbling the ball all around. And then we take out J Lo and we bring in Chandler. Chandler gets beat back, got lucky with the play he made, but he flat out back. And then the game changes. I mean, it goes all down straight to Missouri because now all of a sudden our guys want to, I'm getting mine. Like you just said, I'm getting mine, coach. Watch this. And next thing you know, we get our ass beat.
And there was two or three key possessions on the offensive end for Missouri where and they get Kentucky did a fairly decent job most of the game hedging and helping and being there enough to prevent that breakdown. It just takes two or three times to get beat. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, and that's that's discipline. That's being disciplined in the game plan and having dudes that can lock in when it's time to win a game.
And you can't lock. I used to scream at you guys at halftime. Nobody wins a game at halftime. Nobody wins a game at halftime. I don't care if we're down 18 or 20. They haven't won this game yet. And you make adjustments and then you get the team going. And, it's your job to get them fired up and going. I mean, and here's the thing. I don't know if he knows his team where he knows he can chew this dude's ass, but this guy's got to put his arm around him and say, "Hey, man, it's all right. Do better." In my case, Chad Jackson. Put my arm around him, Chad. You're good. Just go kill it. If I scream and yell at him, he'd sit down on the bench and say he hated me and all kinds of other shit. So, but you and Dakota and Noah and those other guys, I could call them every name that had ever been invented in the um they all you guys would do is look at him and say, he's such an asshole.
Honestly, I mean, to me, it fueled me. It
Yeah.
fueled me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show that guy the heck, man.
Oh, I mean,
But there.
don't see
And
that.
inside of an athlete, there's a competitiveness that's either there or it's not.
Yes.
You can't teach that.
Now Pope talks a lot about the reason he comes out in his press conferences and stuff is because he's so competitive and hates to lose so bad. Okay, coach, what are you doing to change that? If you hate to lose so bad and it's killing you inside and you don't know, what are you doing to change it? I don't see changes. I don't see,
No.
I still don't see a good rotation. Really don't see a good rotation yet. I mean, and all of a sudden we have completely given up on Jasper, Trent, and
Jasper didn't hit the floor. Yelovich didn't hit the
and
floor. Trent Noah
Ella.
didn't hit the floor.
I mean,
One or two others.
and he's completely given up on those three. I mean, they didn't even get a whisper to, I don't think.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Honestly, to me, that's scary because that tells me that they're even further behind than the guys that are on the floor. So if those guys hit the floor, we're not getting beat by 15. We're getting beat by
30.
35.
And I mean, and that was supposed to be Jasper was supposed to be a big part of the rotation. Think about that. And he even talked about it at the beginning of the year with his team, saying, we're going to have guys we can pressure, we can put a lot of pressure on people and do the things we want to. Have you seen them put pressure on anybody?
Hell no.
No, their pressure is like, okay, we're in a 2-1 and we're going to make you have to dribble up the floor a little slower. That's their pressure.
Gonzaga's point guard was laughing at our pressure.
I know. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
and
No, there's zero pressure.
the pressure that you have to be able to put on a team, it has to be something that is practiced daily, and your conditioning has to be at a level better than any other team you're going to play. You have to be the most well-conditioned people on the floor because we're going to give you minutes of hell. If I've got 10 guys on my bench that can play, like really play, I'm using all, you know how we used to do that. I mean, my God, man, we'd run people into the ground. And shit, I can tell a story of when you were 10 years old and the Corbin Racers thought they were going to freaking wallop us because we were little tiny guys and they were these big monsters from the mountains. And in the third quarter, the two biggest guys are running down the floor crying, saying they can't feel their legs. Ended up going to the
Yeah,
tip. I mean, it was some of the funniest shit I'd ever seen in my life, but it's true. You
yeah, and I agree. I agree. You look at the numbers. Mark Mitchell, Anthony Robinson, who are their two top dogs, 36, 37 minutes.
Yes. You think their coach go in and say it was unfair to play them 37 minutes? No.
If my coach tells me to sit down to make sure that they're being fair to me,
Yeah.
I'm worried that they're starting to get sick,
Right. You know,
and
because
there's something wrong with them.
what's fair to me is I asked him, game I want to play.
Hell yeah, that's why I'm here. Why are we here? Why are
Why,
we here?
coach? If it's not fair, then why'd you bring me here? I want to play. Jesus Christ. No, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but I did. It gets to the
Yeah,
I just we said it last night and we've said it before. I don't understand Mark Pope.
yeah,
I don't understand what his philosophy is with the game of basketball because if you ask him, he gives you gibberish. I mean, it's like,
yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. So you're telling me that the insatiable hunger didn't solve the world's problems today during the game?
and because of the insatiable hunger thing, you know where I heard that? Where I've heard it, but who I had, it's on the Spartacus series. They have an insane hunger for the arena. That's where
No.
I swear to God, I'm on a and I'm like, well, if Pope watches Spartacus, he's a little, he's a bit more of a tiger than I thought.
I wish you'd have told me because I could have pulled that clip and comboed that in the post.
Got to find it. Like they have an insatiable hunger for the arena. I'm gonna find it.
Boy.
Yeah, because it's yeah, I showed Nikki the insatiable hunger thing and she about died. She thought it was great. She's like, "Dude, you got spaghetti in your mouth." And I was like, "Oh, Austin must have had me like
Hey,
gored."
all it takes is to upload a picture, put
Yep.
it in a theme, put it in a theme, and AI just does all the work, man.
It's crazy, isn't it? Nikki's learning.
They do all the work.
Yeah, Nick's learning all about AI. It's really cool.
Well, hey, there's not a whole lot else to say about this game because again, it comes down to being out tough, to being out executed, to their guys were conditioned enough to execute to win the game. Our guys weren't. There was again confusion at the end of the game offensively to score at a crucial point in time to win a game at home against a team who I don't think that they were that much better. I don't think they were better than Kentucky at all.
If you put them player to player, we have more talent. My
Yeah,
g like, they were big and they had a couple guys that could get hot here or there shooting the ball. Talent? Kentucky definitely has more talent in Missouri.
yeah, yeah. I
We
know they relied on their length to make plays.
we don't have the will and the heart to get over that hump. And, sometimes that hump's a son of a bitch, but you gotta get over it, especially at and if you don't, that's what happens. You lose at home to a team, Missouri, that you were a 12.5 point favorite against. I mean, come on. You call it what it is.
I knew that 12.5 was bogus.
Yeah.
I saw that and said, well, hold on.
Yep. And
Is Missouri, are they down half the roster? Why is it 12.5?
I was like, "Oh, shit, somebody got suspended. It can't be that bad. They're 11 now. They're 12-3. I mean, come on." But I mean, honest to God, Kentucky has the ability to get it back to what Kentucky was. I just don't think it's going to be Mark Pope that's leading the way there. They're going
That's
to they're going to go have to get a mother effer. You know what I'm saying? To come in here and make this the program it deserves to be. Which
I know a guy who whispered a positive comment about Kentucky a couple weeks ago on, was it on CBS, by the name of Bruce Pearl.
yeah,
And I said that day that I don't know, maybe he's planting the seed
no.
just to see what would happen.
So I you, I met Pearl back in the day when he was at Tennessee and he was coaching and he was recruiting. He wanted to talk to Chad and stuff. You and I both know Bruce Pearl, with his ego, the way he thinks, for him to get the Kentucky job is spitting in everybody's face that ever said he was a cheater and everything else. I mean, he's and let me tell you, if you don't think he ain't gonna bring in some dogs, shit, dude.
Look what he brought into Auburn.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'd
Give that
love to have I'd love to have Bruce Pearl.
I'd take him tomorrow. I mean, but yeah. Anyway, when it comes to Pope, I just don't think he's that dog that needs to lead this program.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, he's not an
I
alpha.
agree.
Both know that. He's not alpha.
He's not. He's not. And if you're not going to have that personality, then at least be proven and have the resume of tournament wins, of Final Fours, of a level of succession that proves yourself that the respect issue and the accountability issues would be non-existent.
And I want to bring up something that a friend of mine brought up to me today. He coached at Utah Valley, Utah. He coached at BYU, Utah. Very different way of living, Mormon schools, and very different way you have to coach that guys. You're not allowed to coach and be getting there.
It's a little bit different than the SEC.
It's a just yeah. You know what I'm saying? If that's his coaching style that he's brought to UK, that shit ain't gonna work. I
No.
mean, that's not what this state is about. That's not what these people are about. These people are about kids that work and play for the Kentucky on their chest, not the name on their back and how much they're getting paid. You go get a Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson has nothing but dogs at Houston. He's gonna put you in the stands if he has to, you know?
Oh yeah, they had no business being in that championship game against Florida last year.
And they're
No
there.
business whatsoever. Florida had so much more talent. Again, yeah, you're right. They had a roster full of dogs. that went out there and got in people's faces, and their opponents would back the hell up and say, "Shit,
Look at this
I'm not gonna mess with those guys."
he's gonna take everything I got and beat my ass on the court. I mean, you were just they're intimidating dudes when they walk out on the floor and they've got that look like, I don't give a fuck how good you think you are. I'm getting ready to put it through you. We don't see that with this team. This team is a bunch of nice guys, I think. Like, I think they're a bunch of nice guys.
Sure, I mean, I would consider myself a nice guy.
Right.
This is something that I learned as I played for you. Once I stepped foot across those lines on the court, I was out there to beat your freaking ass. And
Right.
I can guarantee you that if you stand across from me, you will not play hard. And the guys have to have that demeanor every time they step on the court. And
Exactly.
we just don't. Pope doesn't create that culture in his team, and it's not going to create any sort of success in the future, in my opinion.
And I'm a true believer, Austin. And I learned it from going to clinics of Coach Patino and Tubby, that if practice isn't harder than what is expected in a game, that if you're just practice needs to be hell so that when you walk on that floor, you have all the confidence in the world and that you are in the best shape of the team on it and that you have a fear of not succeeding. A difference of a fear of losing. Tino's teams had a fear of not succeeding. Pope's teams they don't have a fear of even not losing.
They don't have a fear of either of. There's not a fear of either, which
And fear of not for the state and for the people. You know what I'm saying? That's the fear of not succeeding. This team doesn't have that. I don't think they're scared not to succeed for the people in this state. And this state wants so bad to erupt with a team. You saw it last year with that team. The fans want to erupt in Pope.
the verge. They were on the verge.
Yes.
They were on the verge of getting there. And I'll go back to and that last year, Dad would dog Amari Williams after every game, and I kept on telling him. I said, Dad, he creates more offense than you can even begin to imagine.
Your dad used to argue that on Facebook all the time.
And you know what? He came in here the last week, Sunday after church, and said, "I think Amari Williams was pretty good last year."
Go figure.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the NBA even saw how good he was. Yeah, I mean, I think we forget how good Amari was, but this team tried to run the same thing. But it's not just our big guys, it's the way our guys are coming off cuts and trying to get through screen. They're not doing it hard. So it makes the big guy, when he goes to hand the ball off and there's a gap, you know, as a defender, you're supposed to shoot that gap. Soon, if he's trying to pass it off and he's not coming right off his shoulder, you're trying to shoot that gap. Well, we don't come off a screen tight. We don't come off a back screen tight. We don't make a back door cut tight. They're all looped. And as you know, Austin, it's harder to go make that hard cut than it is to loop around. You're
it's
jogging.
a sloppy exchange, and the defense is watching you like they're just like, okay, what are you doing? I'm gonna take one step to the right, and you didn't solve anything by that action. It's movement without
And that
production.
didn't he's trying to get you the ball, but you're running out here and letting it get blown up, and then the big guy looks like he can't pass the ball. Well, a lot of the shit that's going on right now is with the guys on the outside. Chandler just stands up, and if he's not going to be that guy that can run for 25 straight minutes to get open, then get his ass. Don't let him play because he stands and watches when he's not doing anything.
Yeah, they all stand and watch.
Shouldn't
They
be.
all stand and watch.
I mean, at this point, give Jasper the time in the rotation over Chandler because they're basically the same player, and I think Jasper might be a better shooter. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he's
At
tall.
least it's off the dribble, and he can create better on
Yes.
his own because yeah, the only the only player on our roster that can create a jump shot on their own is Jalen Lowe. He's the
Yeah,
only one. Every
but
now and then Ortega, but
but
it's Jalen Law.
from his waist, so it's hard for him to come off a screen and
Right.
a
Right.
jump
It's more of a yeah. It's not
at it
natural.
like he's shooting from his belt buckle. I mean, really has a big hitch. But this year he's been hitting the threes. I mean, but he's like he got one block tonight, and it was all because of that hitch. If he wouldn't have had that hitch, if he could just catch and shoot his three blocked tonight in the second half. So, but Austin, I'd rather have been on here saying, you know what, our positive mood worked.
I tried. I wanted it to work. I tried to send out some positivity in the downtown Lexington, Nicholasville Road area, but I'll be damned if it didn't get past Ironworks Road.
Well, last night I had said, I think we lose by 5 or 6. I hate to say. And then today, because of your positive attitude earlier, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna join Oz. I'll let
Hey,
I meet of attitude and I said Kentucky by 3, and as damn, he's got me snookered again. I
hey, don't let me sway your opinion. Don't let me. Hey,
damn, you snookered me. Your dad used to do that shit to me. I'd be like, "Yep, this is what we got to do," and your dad would be like, I don't think we need to do that," and then he get out. I mean, anyway, but yeah, I want to believe in Pope. I'm trying to believe in Pope, and I don't know how long do you. Because here's the hard part. I love Kentucky basketball with every bit of my heart and soul. Like it's in my blood. My parents come from your parents come from, your mom and dad from freaking Owsley County. My parents are from Greenup County. My parents are all from, the hills and all my family, Sandy Hook and stuff like that. Kentucky's in my blood and it hurts to have to talk like this about Kentucky basketball. It's not fun.
yeah,
It's
it hurts us. It
yes,
hurts us as a fan, as
yeah,
a former player, as someone who grew up and created their own identity
right.
within Kentucky basketball to see that sort of product
I
on the floor and no end or light in sight. It creates a thought of this could get worse.
yes.
This could get worse. This could ruin the entire program moving forward.
Right, because who are you gonna get in the but you're not gonna get anybody coming in the portal if you're losing your ass all the time. I mean
Heck, no.
somebody might come for more money than somewhere else, but you're not getting the dogs, you're not getting the
Yeah,
stuff.
well, it's almost like, well, okay, if you were, let's go to the football side. If you were a top receiver, were you going to ever consider to play for Mark Stoops?
No, no,
Right.
no,
So on the basketball side, if you're an elite level scorer that likes to play the Alabama action style offense, are you going to play for Mark Pope or are you going to play for Nate Oates?
you're gonna play for Nate Oates.
Hell
One,
yeah.
Nate Oates, and this is why I wanted him, so I just wanted us to throw the checkbook at him or Coach Pitino, but here's what I love about Nate Oates is my mentality was a lot like his when I said, if you're open and you don't shoot, that's when your ass will come sit next to me. If you're open and you shoot and you miss, I don't, unless you miss 10 in a row, you better keep your ass shooting. I mean, it was that really that's if you miss 4 in a row and then you had another wide open shot and you passed it, you were coming sitting down because you were just as good as sitting next to me. You're shoot the ball. It's just where is the identity of the players and the coach? And I keep going back to that, Austin, is what's our identity? Are we a great passing, great
Nope.
defense,
Nope.
a great defense?
Shooting? No.
Are we a great offensive team and our motion is you can't stop? No, we have no identity. I mean,
Zero.
none.
Zero.
And it's probably is as bland as Pope's suits at this point. I mean, my God, he needs a better Taylor. He really does. Or I love the man, he just better Taylor. You know, he needs a double-breasted, something that looks good with his length. These too short of pants and,
Okay.
they're evil when he's looking up into the freaking stands. I mean,
Hey, listen. I don't care if we start winning games. I don't care if he's out there in freaking pajamas
I don't
and a
either.
and a freaking giraffe uniform. I
Yeah,
don't give a shit. I don't care.
I don't.
Let's at least, I don't know. I'm repeating myself, and we just kind of circle back around to the same issue because it's an issue that doesn't go away.
It hasn't gone
It's an issue that just keeps on creeping up with different guys,
right.
with different situations, with different teams that play different styles.
Yes.
You can't. There's no ability to make adjustments against. You look at Missouri and Alabama; those are two completely different offensive styles.
Wait though, is Missouri like Indiana or Alabama? I mean, because Alabama is supposedly just like Indiana. You know what I mean? I mean, look, Missouri is a big bunch of guys that have a couple shooters here or there, and they just smacked our ass on our home floor. Sorry, there's no other way to say it. They just, if you beat us by one on our home floor or three, you still smacked our ass. You're on our home floor.
Yeah, you have an 8-point lead with 4 minutes to go. You got your ass kicked
4 minutes, you got your ass put up in the stands, kicked so hard you don't even know where.
during the most important segment of the game.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I want to be able to go on this show and or this podcast and say, you know what, Pope out coached that sumbitch tonight and did a great job. I haven't said that in over a year now. I think I said it a couple times last year. I think when we beat Duke, I was like, man, he out coached Shire. I mean, but I haven't been saying that lately because I don't see adjustments. I don't see things that a coach should be doing. I see him saying, let's go, guys, and trying to run the same thing time after time after time and running the same defense, man to man, half court time. He's not doing anything to change. And
Yeah,
if you're not willing to do anything to change, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. And you've got to be able to make changes and adjustments through a game or you're never going to win. I mean, you're just not.
yeah. I mean, he's beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
He's beating a dead horse, and that's
Just not gonna win consistently like that. You're just not. I mean, it's and maybe after we listen to his press conference after the game and stuff, we'll hear maybe probably another riddle that sounds just like something from Spartacus.
I can't wait to hear it. I'll check it out, whatever I find, and we'll tweet it out. We'll put it up on social. And
He's got an
I don't want to make fun of the guy, but we do need to criticize. We do need to be honest, and we need to be real
yeah,
about the reality of the fact that he's inching his way further out of the Kentucky spotlight and royalty spectrum.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I mean, and people can God, people hated my guts when I coached. So I hope they don't take that out on us on the podcast. But the reason they hated us is because we beat their ass. I mean, honest to God, if we'd have lost all those games, would anybody given one shit about us? I mean, I mean, our last year of me coaching you guys, we played in team tournaments and made it to the final four of every single one. Think about that. Elite of the elite tournaments, we made it to the final four of every single one. And that was out in Vegas. That was in Arkansas. That was in Chapel Hill. That was, dude, we were legit. And there's people out there that used to want to dog us and say shit about us, and we just pound them by 30 and our ass and walk out and go to app.
Yep. Yep. No, that's the truth. That's the God's honest truth. And we'll
Here's the,
check out to see what Pope has to say after this game. And he's probably doing his post game right now with Tom Leach. And
they,
I'll have
hey,
to go
go ahead.
ahead.
He was really making him wait because I was listening to him, and Leach actually went and got Goose, and then they went and got, and so who knows what Pope came out and said tonight. He's going to tell us they were great at something. They're really, really good at this, and they just did it better than we did. If I hear that shit, I'm throwing my phone. It's gone. I mean, they're really, really good at doing this, and they just did it better than we did. My phone's down the street. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's all sunshine and rainbows until you lose. I don't care if you hit 15 threes in a row. I don't care if you bring Tayshaun Prince out there and do the North Carolina 5 threes in a row. You
No,
get beat. It doesn't matter.
no, nothing matters. The only thing matters is a win. And again, we're sitting here going, we didn't get it, And again, and I'm going to say this, Austin, as a coach, you have to go in and make adjustments now. You've lost two in a row, one really bad, one to a so-so team. Now your job as a coach is to go in and make adjustments and can't do this. But they're really, really good at running the floor and we can pressure the ball. We're long, we're this. We're going to come out against Mississippi State. We're going to do the same shit. There will be nothing changed. And that
That's likely.
5 million a year, and I freaking lost 10,000 a year coaching, and I could outcoach his ass. I mean,
Well, hey, we'll end it on that note. I think my phone's about to die. Actually,
mine too.
we'll move forward. We'll check in with post game comments and Mississippi State and dive back into the hole that we were into a couple days ago, and
Dude,
maybe we'll find some sort of slither of positivity, but we'll see. I don't know.
I mean, we're into black space and we just can't get out of this shit. It's
Black space. That's
of
it.
it.
That's it. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate you coming on.
I'm blowing horns. I'm getting it out if we beat Mississippi State. I'm celebrating.
Parade.
Yeah.
Parade. All right. We'll
All
end
right,
on
bro.
that. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right. Love
This
you.
was BBN Unfiltered post game show.
Check us out.